I think we're live.
Are we on the air?
Are we on the air?
Hello?
Hello? We're live, kid.
Wow.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. They don't like that. I think people can see us. I don't know.
For God's sake. You said the thing that you said.
All I was doing, okay, is I was giving you props.
Well, you set up the stream, so like...
I think we're live now.
Okay.
We seem to be live. Are we live, actually? This one, but this isn't the thing.
Well, no, this is a new stream. We'll have to go edit it on the back end.
Well, this is all wrong. This isn't right.
Well, I mean, we're doing the best we can.
I'm gonna fix this live.
Oh,
go ahead, talk a little bit while you.
All right, here. Hold on. Let's roll it back. Let's roll it back.
Okay.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
How are you controlling things? You can control things?
Yeah, can you control things?
I mean, I got all the stuff here.
Can you click the thirds off? What happens when you click the thirds?
Well, hang on. I gotta, because there's so many things that and hide.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. We got full control.
Hey. Hey. All right.
We're learning things, folks. It's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a month.
So wait, does that mean? Wait, hang on. Now, does the links I sent out earlier, did those not work?
Yeah, no, those are bullshit now. Because this would be a new link. This would be a new.
I'm gonna do this then. I'm gonna say, hey everyone. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
At Jason Axe broke the stream.
No, that's bullshit. You broke the stream.
And so here is the new link.
That's rude.
Listen, I did nothing.
You set up the stream. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah, but like I did it. I just opened it up and I said, yeah, this and this and this. Then schedule. It's not my fault.
I think you missed one of them Monday morning details. Put the dot in the wrong place. Type of situation.
It's fine.
Oh, it wasn't me. All right. I just showed up. Listen, I've had a day. Okay.
Oh, you've had a day.
I've had a day. Well, first off, how are you, sir?
You know what? I'm good.
That's great.
I'm good. I'm doing well. I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a good mood.
That's great.
I've been, somewhat productive this week. I went to the gym. I walked 3 miles this morning.
How about that?
And then I bought some packaging tape.
Packaging tape, okay.
Got some eBay products out the door because I'm selling now.
Oh, so are we?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. In this economy, you kidding me?
I mean, dude, I am downsizing. Like on this side is just chaos right now. Just boxes and totes and just bubble wrap and everything. That thing is a mess over there. Okay, so I'm trying to downsize that so I can put more things in there.
Hello, Mr. MacDonald. So I had an interesting day today.
Where's chat? I don't see chat. Oh, there's chat.
See?
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're well. Yeah. I had an unexpected day today.
Did you?
Yes. Well, sort of unexpected. Sometimes life doesn't necessarily go the way that you plan it to, And the thing is, I had a dentist appointment scheduled today.
Okay.
And going to the dentist sucks, especially with someone with shitty teeth. And don't you worry, we're gonna get into some goddamn wrestling talk here in a little bit because there's a goddamn SummerSlam coming up. But first, I got to talk about the dentist. It is relevant.
Priorities.
It is relevant. Okay. So I go to the dentist, and I know that I need to have a tooth pulled. Okay. And so I go there, scheduled appointment. I'm gonna have a tooth pulled. No fun. I already know it's gonna be a day of no fun. And I get there, and I'm sign in and get in the chair and everything like that. And they go, "Oh, yeah, we're gonna pull the number 29 today." Like the fuck, I'm supposed to know what that means.
Oh, this just happened to me because I went to the dentist last week.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and they were like 33, monitor 34. And I'm like, are we playing bingo? Like,
yeah, what the fuck does I didn't go to school.
What's going on?
You went to school, I didn't go to school. Okay. I don't know what the numbers mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm just like, yeah, if it's the one in the way back, then sure.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's not that one. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know which one that is then. And so
okay.
So after about 15 minutes of sitting in the chair, they finally figure out that the tooth I thought was going to get pulled never got added to my chart. So like it just wasn't there. And so they're like, well, do you want to do both? And I'm like, well, I mean, do they both need it? And they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, okay, shit. So I'm like, but what about the insurance?
Yeah, like that's the important part.
Can we talk about the healthcare a little bit?
Yeah.
And so they run the numbers and they come back to me and they're like, all right, well, for two teeth being pulled, it's going to be about $560. And not great, but at the same time, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, that's with the insurance. And then they're like, oh, wait, hold on. And then they go back and they come back. How does $266 sound? And I'm like, a lot better. I like that. Is this like a BOGO? You guys running a special? Like, what's happening here? Because the previous dentist I went to said it would be $800 to pull one tooth. And these people are telling me it's going to be $260 for two teeth. And I said, I'll take it. So
seems like a good deal.
Seems like a goddamn good deal. So I had two teeth pulled today, and I'm still here because we got to talk about some wrestling.
Yeah, we do. And
the first thing I want to talk about is that there was some wrestling going on at the dentist's office.
Oh my God.
Okay. When I'm sitting there getting ready, the shoot up with the Novocaine.
Yeah.
Right. To numb you. And it's got to wait like 20 minutes for it to do its thing. And so the dentist comes in and he's like, so like, do you have any hobbies or anything? Like, you like any sports?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I play guitar and like, I like wrestling. And he just starts laughing. And I'm like, that's never a good sign.
Yeah. That is a true 50-50 situation.
Well, he used to be a fan, apparently.
Oh.
He said, he's like, yeah, my nickname in high school was APA.
Shut the hell up.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, because it's like, were you protecting people? Were you just drinking beer in the
did you play a lot of poker? Like what, you were smoking cigars? Like, I'm not sure what exactly that means, but like I got the reference.
Yeah.
And that's great. And the thing was, they're like, okay, we're going to put something on the TV while you're waiting, for the Novocaine or whatever. So they put on, and they have YouTube. That's their option. They put on a highlight video of Money in the Bank. So like I'm watching like
wait, time out. Hang on, time out. I got it because I need to take a step back.
Okay.
So the guy asked your dentist.
Yes.
Is like, do you play any sports? What are you into? You're like wrestling. And he's like, my nickname in high school was APA.
Yes.
Which what age is your dentist?
I would say he's probably maybe 6 to 10 years older than me. So like that'll put him in his 40s.
Like mid 40s. Okay, yeah, I guess it's within the age range. And then you're just like, yeah, cool. And then they're like, we're gonna put on some wrestling for you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the nurse, the assistant, or whatever the case may be, does not like wrestling. Made it very clear that they do not like wrestling.
Well, that's
but then the front desk person came over and saw that I was watching wrestling and was like, oh my God, I used to love watching wrestling. Do you remember when Triple H and Stephanie McMahon got married and like just started like talking about the storyline?
Oh my God.
Like, this is more painful than what's about to happen. Like, this is. And so the like I'm watching dudes fall off of ladders while they're pulling a tooth out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm like cringing more at the fucking spots that these dudes are doing than what's happening in my mouth. And then the dentist just goes, man, I've been on a loop for a while. What's this money in the bank thing?
Oh,
so
wow.
like he didn't even know the gimmick match at all. And then it got to the point in the highlight reel where John Cena came out to do his promo.
Yeah.
And then the nurse who did not like wrestling, she goes, "Oh, movie star. He's in Lakers all the time." And I'm like, okay, that's good, wonderful. I'm glad everybody could find some enjoyment.
Yeah.
Out of.
Meanwhile, you're like, yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm in agony.
It's like John Cena he's retired right here.
Yeah.
I don't know how they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway. So anyway, yeah. So it was a rough day, but I did get caught up a little bit on the wrestling. While last week, while I was in the hotel, if you missed that episode, it was a banger of an episode. I know that I'm the generation lingo master.
You know what's funny though is not to go on a tangent, because when we were doing that episode, because it was my idea, right? Because I was like, I got this idea. It's gonna be a fun game. Going through all of the terms and then asking you all of the questions, I was like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm confused. Like there's a point in the stream where you watch me and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about with the SummerSlam coming up. And while I was in the hotel room, I did get a chance to watch Raw of that week because I had to kill some time. So I got to see the big angle with future, should be current Hall of Famer Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, we're gonna spend some time right now on Dominic Mysterio. Okay, WrestleMania 41 next year, right? If Dominic Mysterio is not inducted as the first true active regular superstar, then just shut it all down.
Shut it down.
This whole thing is a sham.
It's a sham.
That man,
cash grab.
Just pure cash grab. You know, what are we doing? Okay, keeping everybody up for 5 hours on a Friday night when they got to do Mania the next day. Like,
right?
Come on. Dominic Mysterio is the epitome of living the dream. Not just in wrestling,
in life,
but in life. I mean, this is a man, okay, who had a deadbeat dad, okay, was basically forced to watch two grown men fight over him as a confused child.
As a confused child, yes.
As a confused child. And then he goes to Thanksgiving dinner, okay, and is attacked by his family and is sent to jail. Okay. And like, okay, all joking aside, like you have to look at this dude's career thus far.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like he's got so much room to grow as a performer and so much room to grow as a talent. But like everything thus far has just seemed natural for him. And when your dad's Rey Mysterio, it's pretty understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally one of the best to ever do it. And learn from him probably since day one.
Sure.
And like you think, okay, here's just like here's this kid. He's just getting the rub to wrestle with his dad. It's this nice father and son moment. They're tag team champions. They get their Mania match. They get a couple more matches, and then he's just going to kind of go away. And maybe he'll pop up in developmental or something like that. No, like dude came in getting powerbombed by Brock Lesnar, and then just fucking kept coming back. Okay, kept coming. I am shocked that he has not had like a moment where he just isn't there. Essentially.
Right. Exactly.
Like, and then he comes in, he joins with the Judgment Day, and like he's having the time of his life. Like he's having the time of everybody's life.
Of everyone's lives.
Everybody's life.
Everyone's life.
And then you put him with Rhea Ripley. Gold. Absolute gold. And then you start building the thing between him and Liv, and then him, Liv, and Rhea, and just fucking Liv Morgan's got dudes just like breaking their backs, for her, and like he's in there just like I don't know, like
he's the one saying nah.
He's the one saying nah. Okay? Like that's a lot of power that man has.
So
he is a strong-willed human being.
The thing is, it goes back to the old, you're making the best of what you're given, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure for a lot of dudes, if whoever's in creative, I'm not gonna say Vince because like we're not doing that no more. No. But like whoever's in charge comes up to you and like, hey, we want you to be a sub. Like on national TV.
On national TV.
Like a lot of dudes would have a lot of issues with that.
Yeah.
But being a goddamn professional and a living legend, he said, you know what? This is my opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the subbiest sub that anyone has ever seen.
Like, he could have very easily just taken it as a shit gimmick and moped and just been like, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't how I saw my career go. Like, dudes would kill for that spot.
Fucking A.
And he's making the best of it too.
And he's making money.
He like the Judgment Day has been one of the consistent, entertaining spots on Raw for a while now.
Despite Damian Priest.
I mean, they're going somewhere with it. That's.
I mean, they're going somewhere with it, but like at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, but like the group was Rhea for so long. Like without a doubt. I mean, there was even when Edge was kind of the leader for like that week and a half that he was doing it.
Before he broke his leg selfishly.
No, this was before all of that.
Oh,
but like even when Edge was sort of the leader, like it was very clear that this was to give other people the opportunity to shine, and he was going to kind of be that veteran who's there to help everybody else get their moment. And then they kind of had him booted from there pretty quickly, and then it like the team never really slowed down,
right?
Because like when Edge was done and like he was out of the picture, it was just Rhea, Priest, Finn, and Dom, like gold. And then they did all the stuff with R-Truth, gold. And then they bring in JD McDonough, gold. And then there's like the dissension, and then Rhea's gone, and then Carlito's there. Carlito has been tremendous.
This is what he will be known as.
But like this is the thing that I enjoy seeing more often now is these small spots throughout the show where like you're a background player, or you're an extra, or you're a guy who just happens to be in the room. But there are certain people in the business that can take that spot and shine with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think the stuff that Carlito's been doing, just like the one-liners and the comments, and just like the body language and the physical comedy. Like, you may not have saw it last week on Raw, but there was a moment where you have like the whole team is coming down. It was like walking through the backstage area, and then they basically block this out very specifically, because the first two you see, it's Rhea and Damian, and then they kind of go out of frame, and then it's Dominic, JD, and Finn, and then they go out of frame, and then it's just Carlito and like Apollo just like fiddling with his bags, trying to figure it out, just walking by himself, like clearly as like he's just the guy who's there.
Yeah,
but totally. Nobody really knows. And like in every backstage segment they're doing, he's just there playing. Like they're always playing WWE 2K24, and it's they're not really doing anything, but it's still one of the best moments of the night because it's entertaining, it's enjoyable, it's bringing people in, and like they're actually starting to build decent stories out of it. Like shit is gonna go down at SummerSlam. Like
and
the group. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so there's lots of ways they could go with this. There's that's the fun part about this, is you could have, you know, Dom turn on Rhea. You could have Finn turn on the group. You could have, you know, JD come up with Liv. It could. You have so many options as to what could actually happen.
Yeah.
That I'm interested to see what you think is going to happen.
So I think what you'll end up seeing is Finn is going to turn. And I think with him turning, that also turns JD.
Okay.
Which I don't think anybody's hot on anyways.
Right.
So it's
of JD. The weak link, it goes Damian Priest and then JD.
Yeah, like JD is just JD no matter what happens.
Yeah.
But you're going to have Finn and JD, mainly Finn leading the break off. I think what you're going to get, and this is something I was thinking about earlier, actually, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because the WWE product lately has been very enjoyable. It's been very entertaining. And the way that they've been doing the storylines, like there's a little bit more of an in-depth like view of it all. Like it's not just top level. It's not just like we want these guys to wrestle because like they've got, you know, the best public image or something like that.
Right.
Like they're actually trying to like add in layers and add in little nuances to everything. And I think what you're going to get is sort of, again, Finn and JD break off. I think Dominic ends up being sort of a wild card. And for me, it's like I'm watching all this happen, and I get the feeling that it's going to be very predictable. With all of this. Like everybody can kind of guess as to what's going to happen, which at that point, do you say, okay, well, now we're going to swerve it on them.
Right.
And it's not going to go in the direction that they think it is. And then everybody goes, well, why did they do that?
Right.
That's not what I expected. That's not what I wanted. Or do you do the thing that they expect? And everybody goes, well, it's predictable.
It's catch-22.
You're not going to please them all.
Well, no.
So I still think what's going to happen is you get the tag champs, they break off. I think Dominic is sort of the wild card. Priest and Rhea sort of break off and are just more or less companions at that point. And then I think Carlito is just a man with no country.
Which is a shame.
But I also think what you're going to get is Liv with Finn, JD, and possibly Dominic. Like if you've been paying attention, and this is to everybody, if you've been paying attention, like there is definitely something going on with Finn and Liv Morgan.
Yes.
From like the swiping of the hotel key this past Monday, he basically sent Dominic to Liv unknowingly.
Right.
Like there's definitely some stuff being stirred in the pot. And I think it's definitely on Finn's side. And I think he might manipulate Dominic into joining with them. And I think I think what you're going to see is Dominic essentially turning on Rhea because of Finn and Liv.
Right.
I think they're sort of toying with him, essentially.
I think that's probably pretty accurate. I would like to see them hold off on that.
Really?
Until possibly, I mean, it is SummerSlam, so you're going to get a big angle. Like that's what's going to happen. But I just want so badly at WrestleMania, Liv and Rhea in a ladder match for the custody of Dominic Mysterio. I want it.
Everybody wants
need it. It has to happen, but that's another like 8 months.
You've got to wrap it up before the end of the year.
I mean, you have to, yeah.
Because like at that point, I mean, like, yeah, doing an angle like, you know, what we were just talking about at SummerSlam, that allows what's happening now to be extended for a few more months. But you really can't run it past this year. Like you have to have the blow off.
Yeah.
And you have to have the direction there that everybody can go in after that, because you're going to run the risk of it sort of becoming like a bloodline angle where it's going to get stale, but then have its moments, but then it's going to get stale again. Like, I think they've got to strike while the iron is hot. They've got to pull the trigger on it. And then they've got to milk it for like maybe 2-3 more months.
So after SummerSlam, what other premium live events are there for this year?
I think September is Bash in Berlin. Let's see. No, actually, end of August is Bash in Berlin.
That's right. It's like right after.
And then got a shitload of wait, are they not doing? They may not have a September pay-per-view
because the Berlin one's so close.
The Berlin one is August 31st, and then after that you've got NXT No Mercy. NXT. No, wait a minute. Oh, they're bringing Bad Blood back.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait. They're not doing one in September. Bad Blood is going to be in October.
Okay.
And then NXT Halloween Havoc in October. Crown Jewel in November. And that's everything I'm seeing on the docket right now.
Okay.
So a lot of NXT shows coming up.
A lot of NXT shows. I'm trying to think, because I believe, if I remember correctly, that actual ladder match for the custody of Dominic between Ray and Eddie was at the Great American Bash, if I recall. Which would be the only. Oh wait, no, that was at
SummerSlam.
Oh, it was at SummerSlam.
That was at SummerSlam.
Okay. We got a week. They need to make this gimmick happen.
I mean, listen, there's still one episode of Raw before SummerSlam. They can do something where the stipulation is going to be Dominic in a shark cage dangling above the ring.
Please. It has to. Otherwise I'm disappointed.
Yeah, or like he's in a cage off to the side. There's a ring at the top of the ladder, or not a ring, a key at the top of the ladder. They got to get the key, and then they got to unlock Dominic.
I've got a better idea.
Hit me with it.
So what if Dom is tied up?
Yeah. Please continue. I'm begging you.
Dom's...
Wait, hang on.
So Dom's tied up, right? You know, he's gagged, and you know, he's got some fuzzy cuffs on. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be like to the Undertaker symbol, but like, you know, he's in a prone position.
I like this.
And then dangling above the ring is a set of keys.
Oh yeah. I like where you're going with this. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, Rhea and Liv gets the keys. She unlocks them, sets them free.
Yeah.
Rhea gets the keys. She keeps them for herself. That's a SummerSlam I want to see.
That's great stuff. It's great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a lot of angles that could go with that.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I think you get a big turn at SummerSlam for all of that.
Do you think we will see the return of Roman Reigns at SummerSlam?
I don't know. I don't. It's hard to say because I feel. I guess ultimately, like, if Roman comes back, where do you really go with it? Because the theory is that when Roman returns, he's feuding with the Bloodline, essentially.
Right. So if the end goal is The Rock and Roman at Mania, right, for this year coming up,
right,
I say Roman comes back now because he has to come back now to do the feud with the Bloodline to the Rumble. And then at the Rumble, you can start the feud with The Rock.
He doesn't come back until Bad Blood. Why else would they
bring back the name?
Bring back Bad Blood?
Well, unless you're going to do Roman versus Sikoa at Bad Blood. I can see that happening.
I mean,
but then you got like fucking Jacob Fatu out there who's just like,
dude,
killing everybody.
He scares me, and I'm okay with it because I'm like, I believe this man. I believe him.
He does things I can't do.
Yeah. I could see it going either way. Honestly, I could see him coming back at SummerSlam. I don't know if SummerSlam is the best time, only because of how hot everything else is already on that show. Like, but it's one of those things too, where like you have X, Y, and Z already happening, right? And people are super into it. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Mania. Like Mania sold Mania.
Right.
So you really didn't need The Rock. At the end of the day, though, The Rock was a good addition because we got so much more than I think we would have anticipated and even expected.
Yeah.
So the end result was still very good. Coming into SummerSlam, you've got Liv and Rhea. You've got fucking CM Punk Drew with Seth in the mix. You got Damian Priest Gunther, which, say what you will about Damian Priest, like, it was a hot angle on Monday, and I think people are going to really be intrigued by Gunther if he wins.
Right.
And then I think Sammy and Braun Breaker is going to be a hell of a fucking match. There's only one non-title match scheduled for this show.
And that's Drew and Punk.
Wow. So it's already a stacked card. Do you do all of that and then bring out Roman?
I guess it really depends.
Is it too much all at once?
It depends on what they're. It depends on what they do with the other angles. Because if they're not doing much with the other angles, then I say yes, you do that.
I agree with that. That's a good call.
But if you're doing like a double, almost like a double turn with the Rhea stuff and the Damian stuff, like that would be too much to put Roman on that too.
Punk and Drew is not ending clean without some shenanigans.
I think you have. Okay, let's start breaking down the card, and we'll start with Punk and Drew, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I think with this, there's no possible way you can beat Drew McIntyre here.
I don't think you can.
If you beat Drew McIntyre here, he is the biggest schmuck. He is the loser of, like, he has to get his heat back. And I think he does it clean. Like, that's the way I would do it.
Oh. Yeah.
Because Punk could always fall back on the you got me, but I wasn't 100% yet.
No, they can't do that though.
Mm.
Because he came out on Monday hot and fiery. I'm medically cleared. And he was ready to beat ass that night. So you can't do and I mean, like, Punk is already doing kind of like the shitty baby face kind of gimmick right now.
Well, right. I mean, that's
so
all
like,
I can do.
yeah. I say there's got to be something that happens that leads to Drew getting a clean victory, if you will.
So that'd be a Seth involvement, right?
A Seth involvement. I mean, my mind immediately goes to Bret Hart versus The Undertaker in '97, with
Old
Shawn Michaels as with Shawn as the special guest ref. Says he's going to call it down the middle. Gets into the spat with Bret, swings the chair, knocks out Taker. Bret wins.
Right.
Shawn counts the pin. I think you get something like that. And I think you get something like that between Seth and Punk, which allows Drew to get the win.
I can see that. I could see that. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
But I would mind if Punk goes over clean on Drew, because like,
yeah,
that's no good. It's no good.
Because ultimately, where do you go? Because where do you go with Drew? That
you don't. You don't.
Yeah, exactly. You don't.
Like, you don't. You beat him in his home country. You beat him again. You beat him at Mania. And then if you beat him here, it's like, good God.
I mean, The Rock gave this man a sword.
That's true.
He's got to get he's got to get a hot run at some point. I mean,
you'd hope so.
I would hope so. Yeah, the only other thing that I would imagine could happen in that matchup is Punk walking Larry down to the ring, like the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
With Matilda.
Uh-huh.
Or like AJ Lee coming out with the dog.
You
know, something like that. But again, if Drew loses, like, he's done. There's really nowhere else to go with.
Yeah, you can't. It'll be a long rebuilding process for him.
Yeah. The only other thing I could think of is like having him go after Seth.
I guess, yeah,
but is that as interesting? No. You can get another with Punk active. You can get another. You can play that through the end of the year. You know, essentially.
Yeah.
And then you could have that be sort of like the triangle feud, which can then lead the outcome of that into a feud with Gunther.
What I would love to see, and it's one of my favorite matches, and they've never done it again since they did it, was the Final Four match at In Your House.
Oh, yeah.
See, they need to bring that back to where it's Gunther, Drew, Punk, and Seth in a Final Four. You can you're eliminated by either going over the top or getting pinned, but there's no DQ. Fucking wacky. I love it.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Those like late 90s, mid-late 90s matches were just weird, but like in a fun way.
In a really fun way.
What the fuck was in that match? You had Bret, you had Austin.
Vader and Taker. And fucking Vader's bleeding from the eye like almost immediately. Like he takes the steps the hard way.
Yeah.
And he's just gushing.
Tremendous.
It's wonderful.
So I think you get Drew winning.
You have to.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. And then we've got Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the IC title. I think you got to give it to Braun at this point.
You do. They should have done it in the first place. Like he should have
done it in the first place. The man is scary.
He's really fast.
He's very fast.
He's so fast.
That is a fast boy. He likes to run.
One of the highlights for Money in the Bank that I saw, because I didn't actually watch the show, and just these highlights, was him jumping from the apron, clotheslining Sammy over the announce table, and I'm like, what a leap! Like I couldn't make that leap.
No,
I'm like that. He's got a good standing vertical.
He's a freak.
He is.
He's an absolute freak. Like those aerial shots of him just charging around the ring.
Oh, it's so scary.
Like that is scarier than Braun Strowman doing that shit.
It is only because, and I feel for the production guys.
Yeah.
Because like one wrong step and they're either getting plowed or they're tripping him and he's dying.
Yeah.
Like if he trips at any point, like his life is over.
Has somebody thrown the desk chair at him yet?
I don't know.
Because that's one of my favorite spots.
Is the desk chair
today? It's just like somebody chucking the desk chair from off screen into a dude's face. It's fucking hilarious every time.
Even though it's padded leather.
I don't care. It's still like you get hit with one of those things, you're going down. I don't care how padded it is.
That's
like
fair.
pads hurt sometimes. Let's see.
That's a quote.
Oh, Braun Breaker. Wait, did Braun Breaker? Apparently, Braun Breaker threw the office chair in Ilya Dragunov's face.
Oh, okay.
So Braun has not been hit by it yet.
But he's been the throwee.
He's been the throwee. Yeah. He's pitched. He's never received.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that match is going to be a lot of fun. And plus, I think that also, it's going to open up a lot of new matches for, I think, the fresh talent. Because, I mean, like, Sammy can still go. That's no question at all. He can still go. He can still do it just as good as anybody else on the roster. But I think right now, especially when you have the guys coming up from NXT, you got to give them something a little bit more spicy to do instead of just having these fucking, like, just no entrance on TV matches or, like, jobbing out to, you know, some other guys, you know, even though they had this huge hot run before they were called up. You know, I think with putting the title on Braun, you get those matches with Ilya because those two have already started a little bit of a mini feud. I think you get some other interesting matchups for that as well, that maybe get some people who have already been established on the show into some new interesting segments. So I think they can go to some pretty cool places by putting the title on Braun.
I agree. And I didn't hear you say it. Are the Wyatts on this show?
There is nothing scheduled with them. I would suggest that maybe they'll show up. I mean, they did just have a little bit of a schmaz on Raw the other day.
Yep.
So I'd have to imagine some kind of presence.
Yeah, it'll probably be an angle versus a match. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I think you'll get a segment. You might get an appearance. You might even get like a beatdown. I don't know if they'll still do that with Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. Because I think after this past Monday, especially, dude, Otis is so fucking over. Like that dude. If you didn't watch, there's a clip from Monday.
Okay.
Where he's just juking and jiving, and guys are just bumping and feeding for him, and he hits the worm, and he just does his Hulk up, and the crowd is going nuts. Because they were in Wisconsin, which is where he's from. The crowd is going nuts for him, and you just see, like, for a split second, this look of pure joy on this man's face, and like that, it was the look of like, this is it, like I'm doing it, I'm living the dream right now. And you see that and you're just like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
So you might get something with that. I don't know if that'll necessarily happen. Again, because I think the card is already stacked. So I think at the very least, with all of that, you get a Wyatt appearance of some sort. But then next on the list, we got Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the US title. If they don't pull the trigger on LA Knight, just send them back down to NXT.
Send them back to, and the thing is, like, this match will not be great. Like, I don't think LA Knight is of the caliber of a Kevin Owens, of a Randy Orton that can carry Logan.
I think you're gonna. I hope I'm wrong in saying this, but I think you're going to get a very paint by numbers match.
I think you will too. I think that's everyone's comfort zone.
I think that's everybody's comfort. I think it's more the comfort zone because of who it is.
Right.
Like Logan Paul can't call a match.
No.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about who he's been training with, what he's been doing, how many cool flips and jumps he can do. He can't call a match. LA Knight, I think, is obviously the ring veteran, so he's got that ability. But I think if I were him, okay, I would say you're grabbing a hold. Here's my arm.
Yep.
We're going to work this for 5 minutes.
The arm. Yep.
Work the arm, get the heat. I'm going to hit my comeback. We're going to do, a couple of falsies, and then I'm going to catch you slipping on a banana peel.
That's right.
And then we're
how many matches have you had, kid? Yeah. Oh, okay. No, we're working the arm tonight.
Yeah, we're.
That's how that conversation goes.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think they don't need him.
Logan Paul?
Look at like they don't need him.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Like I don't. I mean, this is coming from two fucking middle-aged men who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But like, is he still over? I don't think he's that over anymore.
No, like in wrestling or in life?
I mean, in life.
In life, I think he is.
Okay,
dude. We're not going to get into it right now on this show, on this episode at least. But I fell down like a rabbit hole over the last 48 hours of just like internet fame and streamers and content creators. Just like, this is a cesspool. Like these are just some of the worst, scummiest people on the face of the earth. Like the worst. And Logan Paul is one of them. From what I understand, he's a bit of a fraudster.
Oh, sure.
I'm still convinced that he and his brother have just been rigging their fights.
Oh, well, that's obvious.
Yeah, but but the WWE doesn't need him. I don't think he's not bringing in he's not bringing in an audience because he's barely fucking there.
That's true. And every fucking dude that he brings in to like that's also a YouTube dude, like stop doing that.
Stop doing that. You don't need them. I don't need fucking any of that shit. Because it doesn't add anything. If it added something, great. And listen, I'll say like there were some matches and there were some moments where I was like, yeah, like doing that with Logan Paul was actually like pretty good. That was a good opportunity. That was a good spot for him. He brings nothing to the table now.
No, and I think aside from the Prime sponsorship, which listen, much like every other spot that's overdone, can we stop hitting people with the big Prime bottle? Like,
yeah,
it happens on every show now. And
I just like that Kevin Owens knocks it over any chance he gets.
Yes.
That's just the funniest part for me.
Kevin has always been amazing at being petty. Like,
yeah,
like that is,
but in the most entertaining way.
Yeah, in the most entertaining way.
Yeah,
like even on the indies, like he would just pick like the most petty thing to keep going at, and it fucking made me laugh every time.
Yeah,
it's so great.
Yeah. So yeah, and like I feel like at this point, if they don't do the title switch for LA Knight, like where do you go with him from here?
You don't. You
don't. Like this event has a lot riding on it.
For a lot of people.
I'm hopeful. They'll make the right decisions.
See if it was Vince's company still, they would make every wrong decision just to spite you.
Yeah. And then we've got Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, which we've talked about. Bailey versus Nia Jax.
Hold on.
Okay. Hang on.
For prediction's sake, who's going over, Liv or Rhea?
Liv.
Putting Liv over. I would agree.
Put Liv over.
Agree.
You get more. You're gonna get more out of it with that.
Get more mileage.
You're gonna get way more mileage. You got Bailey versus Nia Jax for the women's title. I say you put the title on Nia.
Oh wow. Okay.
Do it. Get the heat.
Get the heat.
Give the people someone to hate.
It's not
You
a lot of
need
that right now.
You need a heel. You need a true heel.
Mm-hmm.
And don't do a Nia goes over and then Tiffany cashes in her money in the bank. Nia wins.
It's too soon for that anyway.
It is too soon, I think. Well, they've done that like night of.
Well, the thing is, there's not the other one anymore, though. Like it's usually one cashes in immediately, and then the other one holds out for almost the entire year.
Yeah.
So I think you've got like a full year of Tiffy time.
Yeah, milk that.
Yeah.
Milk it. But right now, we need a true solid heel, and I think that's Nia all the way. All the way.
I think if anyone, you'll probably get the most genuine heel reaction.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing as long as she doesn't hurt nobody.
I mean, true. I mean, hey, keep it simple. Grab a hold.
Grab a hold. New T-shirt coming to our T-Public store.
Hey, grab a hold.
Grab a hold. We'll give this one for now.
There you go. But yeah, like it's one of those things where I feel like for so long people have invested in wrestling in a way that really breaks what wrestling essentially should be, which is like you root for the good guys, you boo the bad guys. You root for, the good women, you boo the bad women.
Right.
Like it's good versus evil, hero versus villain. But people spend too much time building these like parasocial relationships with everybody because they're so invested in social media now.
Right.
That it's like, I can't boo this person even though they're a heel because they post fun stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, because I know about their dog.
Yeah, I know about, like this person likes the same movie I do. How can I boo them?
Right?
Like, no, boo the shit out of them. If you like them.
There's only so many of us that our favorite movie is The Road to Paravision. So like, you just you've gotta like the ones you like.
Exactly. But like, if you're a true fan, you would boo the hell out of them because that's the reaction they need.
Right.
And like, we haven't had a good heel in years. And I mean, like, even with Drew McIntyre, like Drew McIntyre is the heel.
I like him.
I like him.
I like him more than Babyface.
Like, I feel like Drew and Punk, like that's kind of a dynamic of like you're really rooting for the team, from your hometown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, give it to a true heel, give it to Nia, build something fun out of that.
I like it.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Damian Priest and Gunther.
Get that fucking title off of Damian Priest.
I think
it's doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have Finn screw him over so that you've got something to work with.
Oh, even more so.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, Gunther doesn't need it. Like, he doesn't need the help.
He doesn't need the help.
He needs a clean win.
He does need a clean win. I mean, I could see them doing a fuck finish via the Judgment Day just to give Damian something to do afterwards.
Right.
Because, like, if Damian loses and they don't do some kind of fuck finish or some kind of, like, schmaz, where does he go from there?
You
know what I mean?
And that has to be... It does. So either... Finn comes out and he does the thing where I don't want anybody in my business. Yeah. And then, Finn comes out and gets in his business and then costs him the match. That's pretty easy. Pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do is if he loses clean, you have the Judgment Day come out to, pick up the pieces and he gets all pissy. And then that's the last straw there too.
See, I think you have the Judgment Day come out to pick up the pieces, but then they beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean?
I mean, I like it either way.
Yeah.
as long as they get the belt off him, I don't care.
Yeah. No, it is, and it's 100% Gunther's time. And then like they're going to fucking, where are they going? Berlin. I mean, he's not from Berlin, so like.
Well, he's like He's got a German name, right?
He's Austrian.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know what that means.
I mean, there could be a Gunther in Austria. I don't know.
I'm sure there is.
I mean, there's probably other Gunthers here. I mean, there was a Gunther on Friends. He was also an asshole. Anyway, and then the last match we got to cover is Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the title.
I mean, I wouldn't take it off of Cody.
No.
I wouldn't take it off of Cody. Not for Solo. He's not ready.
So I didn't catch the whole segment, but I believe Solo, from what I saw on social media, said something to the effect of, like, I'm going to take the title off of Cody and then hand it to the true tribal chief.
Oh, he said that?
The true head of the table. I want to, I should look this up.
You should look this up. We have the time and the technology.
We do have the time and the technology. Let's see. Give the title to the...
See, because, like, if that's the case, like, obviously that's The Rock, right? So,
yeah,
like...
That's what I was going to say.
So, like, the idea is that The Rock got in the ear of Solo and said Roman didn't have it in him to do what needed to be done.
Right.
So you're the new lackey, but now, you know, I'm still the head of the table kind of thing. Like, I love the idea. It's a great story to tell. Because then you can bring back the Usos, get them together with Roman to take on, you know, all the Tongas and Solo. And then you've got Jacob Fatu who can feud with Cody.
He'll eat Cody.
Oh, I know, and it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so great.
I do think, regardless of where things go at SummerSlam, I do think what you will eventually build towards is Solo Sikoa and his bloodline aligning themselves with The Rock.
Right.
And then I think you will get Roman Reigns kind of on his own, because I don't think you get the Usos coming back to him right away.
Well, not right away. I think when it comes time for War Games or
War Games
or something along the lines of that.
Yeah.
You've got Bloodline versus Bloodline inside the steel cage.
Inside the steel cage, brother.
And if someone doesn't do the Snuka Splash, what are we doing?
4-post massacre.
Oh, now you're talking.
I want that 4-post massacre. Give it to me.
Love it.
Give it to me. Give me that.
Crown
Not
King.
since Jimmy King have we seen that shit. Okay?
It's the worst movie.
Did it back in the day.
So horrible. So bad.
I made my dad take me to that movie and he fell asleep.
I would too.
He was like, God damn it, kid. So we got one more Raw before now and SummerSlam. So we'll try to do some final coverage around that once it hits. But the road's heating up.
The road is heating up. Summer is in full swing. And we've got lots of plans for the future. We got a lot of things coming up. We've got even maybe some special surprises for the people coming up. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, notificate yourself.
I kind of like that though as a verb. You gotta like it, you gotta notificate it.
You gotta notificate it.
Subscribe.
Right, all the things. And I mean, what's a notary, really? So do it to yourself.
You can't do that. You can't notarize your own documents.
You should be able to.
That's illegal.
But the thing is, like, okay, you got to pay money to get notarized, right?
Brother, as a man who's starting a business, let me tell you about all the things you have to pay. I had to pay $1 to pull my own file yesterday.
Isn't that fucked?
That's fucked.
Right?
But I did it because I needed to.
God damn. It's like the bank charging to use your own money.
I know.
So what the fuck?
They're taking money out of both my pockets.
Both pockets.
Both pockets.
Yeah, so if you've got an opinion, be sure to let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe. We got some fun things in the works, especially coming up in a couple weeks here. You got anything else?
No, that's not it. That's it. Watch us on TikTok and shorts.
Yeah, and I uploaded a video for Music Festival.
Yes. Dude, so go watch that.
It's
a lot of fun.
Fucking whack. Jack Perry's in that. So...
Wait. Oh, that top of 2 kids in a trench coat, motherfucker. Oh my god.
All right, so for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
It's been your show.
Peace.